I think everybody would pretty well accept the fact that we have a Medicare-Medicaid crisis, which is to say that we have this population of baby boomers who are going to be health care recipients into the future and longer into the future than they used to be because our health care is improving. Our research is aimed at everybody who gets old, which is most of us, we hope. And it's really focused on helping seniors remain independent and healthy as long as possible. So what happens right now is somebody goes to the doctor and they have a problem, they see the doctor, they get a medicine or a treatment, they go home and they come back 6 months later and they're better or they're not. But in fact, if you looked at them every day, you might find trends that you couldn't possibly see if you weren't actually seeing them all the time. What we do is instrument the homes of seniors and put the technologies in their homes so that we can unobtrusively and continuously watch changes in their behavior and their health status over time. And they're not even technologies that are high-tech. This is not an imaging machine that costs $20 million. This is technologies that for a few $100s you could put in somebody's home and be able to capture a health change that you could fix before it became a crisis. Most of our technologies are things they don't interact with. Or it's a pill box, like it literally is the plastic pill box they bought at Rite Aid attached to electronics. So it's very natural for them. We're not asking them to program their VCR. That's a hard problem even for 20-year-olds often. Some of the technologies that we have tested in our lab actually have come from companies that are trying to develop technologies for people who want to remain independent in their home. And a recent one that was very popular with our participants, surprisingly to us, was a robot. So the company that makes Roomba partnered with a company that makes video conferencing, and they built this sort of mobile video conferencing system that's a very anthropomorphic robot. Intel has had a long time interest in Alzheimer's disease, in chronic health conditions, and in healthcare. Eric Dishman in Intel has a personal mission to actually educate the world about this because he thinks it's so important. And we started working with them about 5 or 6 years ago on starting to develop some technologies and ideas around being able to help people stay independent in their home as long as possible. There's an entire generation of caregivers who are sandwiched between their senior parents and their children who are in their teenage years. This kind of approach of being able to use information from technology, not so they don't have to go visit their parents, but so that they're reassured that things are all right, so that they are less concerned and less stressed. The seniors themselves, they don't want to be put in a nursing home, which is often what happens when you can't cope with your parents and your kids, and you can't afford private home care. They end up in a nursing home, and they don't want to go there, and they're willing to do a lot to not go there. I went to work in industry. I actually worked for IBM in Informix for a number of years, and at one point in that process, OHSU and the school, OGI School of Science and Engineering, merged, and they brought an engineering school into the School of Medicine. And to my mind, that was a brilliant marriage. So what brought me to OHSU was the fact that they recognized that the engineering and the medicine belonged together.